friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I'd like to talk about what is not coming in the Road Ahead post, which really should be launching any day now. I'm kind of shocked that it hasn't launched 23 days ago at the beginning of this month, at the beginning of this quarter, when they had talked about it being launched, when it had talked about it should have been launched. Now, we did get the game. I don't think that's necessarily the road ahead because the Revan event is coming to a close. What is going to take place after the Revan event? The road ahead typically outlines the rest of the quarter. Now, with October almost over, we are looking at the rest of the quarter. Now, here are some things that I'm confident will not be happening in the road ahead, or they will not talk about in the road ahead. Number one, Revan is coming back, and he's coming back next week. Can you imagine how furious people would be, how just righteously upset they would be if all of a sudden they said, but for those of you who just spent $300, $400, $500, thanks? Now, I don't think they're going to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if Revan did come back by the end of the quarter. If I remember correctly, and for those of you who've been around long enough, can remind me, I want to say last year at the end of the year, they did both Heroes Journeys in December. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that as a holiday gift, a Christmas gift, or whatever, as a way to say, hey, we really do want to give back, and we know that you guys have been doing your best, and we really appreciate it. Now, whether that actually happens or not is anybody's guess. CG knows, because they say they have everything planned out. But it does seem like, with the fact that we haven't gotten a Road Ahead post, maybe they don't have everything planned out. Maybe things have been bumped. It is possible. It's very possible, because we've seen a lot of videos about Revan from the Game Changers. It is possible that they are experiencing something now that they're going to break in the next couple of days. Hopefully that's the case, and all of this is out the door. But I do think Revan is coming back sometime before the end of the year. If not, I do think he's coming back before April. So get your Old Republic up. Number 2 on this list, Cup is finally getting the rework that he needs. And he's going to be part of the new meta. He's getting new abilities. He's getting completely reworked. He's going to be just a phenomenal character. That's not going to happen. It's not. The reworks are for characters that matter. That are characters that are part of something either coming up or part of something just to make them better. Cup is a character that has value early on in the game, and maybe not even now. Maybe he doesn't even have value now, because he is a character that no one really uses. But he could eventually get a rework. I highly doubt it. And I highly doubt that they're going to do any reworks of characters that aren't highly needed or highly desired. I do think, and I honestly do think, that it is possible that we could get, some of the lesser Jedi reworked. I could see, and I'm not calling him a lesser Jedi, but Mace Windu needs a rework. I could see that, but he's not a lesser Jedi, right? The Jedi Guardian, those types of characters, I could totally see those getting a slight rework, a slight adjustment, but people like Cup, Gamorrean Guard, Mob Enforcer, I don't see it so much. Number 3. There are more Ewoks coming. That's right, folks. The Murder Bears are phenomenal. If you saw that video that was going around on Reddit, I even mentioned it in my last video, you saw a group of Murder Bears take out Revan, and it was phenomenal. Obviously, that group of Murder Bears was really hardcore. They were hopped up on, the Endorian version of meth, right? Very possible that, Wicket is a dealer of some sort. Unlikely. We could actually see more Ewoks coming if they introduce C-3PO. Now, that leads me to number 4. C-3PO is coming. Now, again, this really could be something that we've seen before. Now, if you look at this picture, it shows OG Han, it shows OT Chewie, shows Rebel Officer Leia Organa. Who is the only character in this picture that we're missing? C-3PO. It is very possible that we really, really could be getting a C-3PO. Now, a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago now actually, I asked you guys to fill out a survey of what you would like to see C-3PO look like. That will be coming in the next week. And I am excited for it because I do think C-3PO is long overdue. Now, as a subplot, one thing I don't think that will happen if C-3PO is introduced, they're going to introduce C-3PO and then a week later say, oh, by the way, you need C-3PO 7-star for the Return of the Jedi Luke that's coming, that everyone's been clamoring for, that everybody's been wanting. You're going to need him 7-star. I don't see that as happening. I really don't. I really don't think that they would do that. But who knows? It's possible. It's very possible. I do think eventually Return of the Jedi Luke will be coming. Obviously, everyone wants him. He's in that opening, loading page. We see him. I think that we could see him eventually. We will see him eventually. We might see him this quarter. I have my doubts. I have my hesitations. Next, General Grievous is getting a rework. And it's a nerf, because General Grievous is way too powerful to be allowed to continue on in his current form. No! General Grievous will not get a nerf because General Grievous is nerfed. General Grievous started out nerfed. Those aren't lightsabers in his hands. Those are legitimately those little nerf swords. And, how pissed off would Arnold T-101 be if Grievous got a nerf? I think he'd be pretty mad. I think the entire community would be upset because Grievous was one of the hardest characters to farm for the longest time. And really, I just don't see them doing something so silly, so foolish. It is possible that Grievous will get a rework. It is likely that he will get a rework. They've been hinting at it with some of the tweets and whatnot. Moving on, number 7. They're finally giving us neutral characters. Finally. And what they're doing is they're making the Sith neutral. The Empire is now the light side. The Jedi has become the dark side. And really everything's been turned upside down. Because of a tweet from not Capital Games, from Lucasfilm. It just seems like something that could happen. Obviously, this is not going to happen. There are valid claims. There are great theories out there that says the Jedi are the bad guys, the Empire is the good guy, so on and so forth. That's not how the movie portrays it. I'm still curious. Who's the neutral tag? Who is this neutral tag for? Now, I want to say that while I'm really excited for the Road Ahead post that I'm hoping comes like later today or tomorrow, which will then invariably make this video completely useless. But I'm hoping we see something soon because it's been 3 weeks. It's almost Halloween. And as soon as Halloween's over, it's like Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, it's Christmas and boom, quarter's ended. Are they going to miss the Road Ahead post at the end of the quarter? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Could they give us one at the beginning of the year? I would hope so. Even if it was a small Road Ahead post, I would want something to be added so that we can at least kind of plan. Right now, everything's up in the air. I am currently farming the Old Republic. There's about a day and a half left for the Revan event, and I'm seeing how far one vault of crystals will take me with strategic planning. I didn't really farm the Old Republic beforehand, and so I really want to see how far I can go with this. But after this event is done, I don't know what to do. I'm going to jump back into my Scoundrel team, make sure they're at least starred all the way as far as they possibly can, and then I'm going to move on. Road Ahead posts really are beneficial for the player base to help us figure out what's next. Even if it's vague and unspecific, every little bit of information helps. And it can at least narrow down our focus. I don't know. What do you think is actually going to be showing up in the Road Ahead post when it does show up? Whether today, tomorrow, this week, this month even. From the things that I've seen, from the people that I've talked to, the most wanted things are obviously a Separatist rework, some kind of Jedi connection, or even a Galactic Republic rework, clones getting helmets, that kind of stuff. What do you guys think? Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share this video. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.